All right, let's try this again. Good morning. How are you guys doing today? Papa Snow here, coming to you live out of Guyana. All right, it is November 10th, 2021. All right, guys, we're going to have a little discussion this morning. It's in relation to for a whole bunch of people. Okay? Now, not sure how many of you have been following the issues going on with Mr. Victor Singh and also a Miss Jen Apru. I believe that is her name, right? A lot of you would know Jen, right? Jen has her own social media show. And some of you will probably know of Mr. Victor Singh. Okay, now as some of you know, these two are pretty much at each other's throats. There's a lot of heated history there. There's a lot of craziness happening in relation to that particular issue, okay? And this is an issue that I've been looking into for the last couple months, okay? I've been noticing, of course, let me tell everybody, right? I know both parties, okay? But I know both parties, you know, only to a certain degree, like most of you probably would. I know both of them to be big people. I know both of them to be respectable in their own circles and in their own ways. Okay? I don't give any one of them bad. And nor do I give any one of them right. So what I'm here to state today is a completely non-biased opinion and to help do my part to bring a certain degree of peace between two Guyanese people. And this is where I kind of step in the mix, because the reality is both parties are strong-minded people, right? They're both very strong in their beliefs, and it is my belief, my personal opinion, that all of this stems all the way back to the Guyana elections issues. Okay? And this seems to be a big thing, because the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, as I check the evidence and I listen to all of the videos and I see all the documentation and I see all the fake accounts, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, are there tons and tons and tons of fake accounts, right, that are involved in this whole social media war. Okay? Respectfully to both parties, to Mr. Victor Singh and also to Miss Jen Apru and all other adults that are involved in this particular matter. Okay? I don't know how everyone finds time. This is just my opinion, right? Respectfully to all parties. I don't understand how so many big people find the time in this busy, busy world to attack each other so ruthlessly, right? And one of the reasons why I chose to kind of, intervene and, attempt to do mediation between these two powerful people. Not weak people. These are two powerful, strong-minded people, Good people in their own rights from both their own direction, right? Such as life. I just don't understand how two people who are professionals in one which way, shape, size, or form could be so vehemently attacking each other to the point to where fake accounts have been created, and even each other's children are being pulled into these social media fights. Ladies and gentlemen, I grew up in a world where I had to learn and understand that sometimes one thing has absolutely nothing to do with the next. Okay? And based on everything that I've seen, all of these issues started during Guyana's 2020 elections in terms of the attacks on social media. You know, one side was supporting one set of people, the next side supporting the next set of people who ain't supporting Barrett, or who ain't supporting Irfan, they supporting Nagamutu, who wasn't supporting that, they supporting Kakai, Ramjatan, you know, all out there, right? No disrespect to anybody, you know, who eyes are twisted and shit. My little brother, he was like that, right? His shit got straight, used corrective glasses and stuff, right? So I understand that some people didn't have that opportunity, right? You know, hard to pull it back straight when you see him Ben Ali time, right? That's a little hard, right? However, the bottom line is that somehow we as Guyanese, we keep taking Guyanese political affairs and turning it into our personal affairs, right? So we still haven't learned how to handle other people's opinion. We as Guyanese have not learned how to respect someone's choice for what they believe in. We as Guyanese refuse to sit down and let someone else voice their opinion without us attacking them. So first thing I need to tell you guys about social media, right? Social media, it's good and it's bad in a lot of ways, right? Most of the time it's actually very negative because of the type of stuff that flows on social media. It tends to make your mind very apprehensive toward the rest of the world, and that is because social media is not always filled with a bunch of nice stuff. Sometimes it has a lot of slander, sometimes there's you know, a whole bunch of lies. It's very easy to attack people on social media because Facebook is across. Yes, the same Facebook that I'm using here right now, it is not designed to really bring people together. It could bring people together, but it is also designed as a media house. Facebook is the world's biggest media house. It's the world's biggest media outlet at this moment, right? The amount of news, gossip, truths, and lies that pass on Facebook, right? People need to understand that realistically, one thing has nothing to do with the next, right? I myself have been slandered on Facebook more times than I can even count, and there's been no justice about it, right? Facebook will allow people to go up and lie about you, and then it is a mission to fight to get those lies off or to have these things corrected. And by the time that is done, the amount of damage that has been done to each other's character, our credibility, our emotional state of mind, right? The amount of damage that has been done, it is very hard for anybody to sit down and say, you know what, I can forgive this person. Because this damage is real. This becomes very real damage in a person's life, right? And for that particular reason, the other day when I saw persons putting out statements that, that Victor Singh, there were statements put out that Victor Singh was involved in some type of child something. Well, of course, those are serious allegations. Those are allegations to destroy a man. Those are allegations that can put a man in prison. Those are allegations that can destroy a man's business, his livelihood. That is an allegation that attacks a man's family. That's some serious shit. That's some serious shit, right? And the reality is, there's a lot of people saying a lot of very seriously incriminating and destructive things all over Facebook and other social media platforms, and I don't think they realize what they are doing. Because when I watch this whole social media thing playing out, all I see is that it started with something simple, and now this thing has escalated into a realm in which parties have to go to court because they're either suing or trying to lock up each other. Their children have been dragged in to what looks like more of a feud between two people, and suddenly now it's everybody and everybody's family. Their friends have been drug in to these fights and these arguments. Innocent people have been attacked until they had no choice but to lash back out. This shit is getting really serious. It's really dangerous. Right? And the reality is, while everybody's spending oil money and everyone's doing everything else, and the politicians are still living good, right? And all of them are doing their own thing. It looks like everybody that was doing their part for their parties or whoever they respected, you know, these are the people that are still left in the fight. The politicians aren't fighting with each other right now, but we are. Why? Why are we so stupid? Why is it that as big people, we can't left a story so that the story could die down and then revisit it when we have a cooler head? That's hard to do. Right? That's hard to do. Because the reality is, when I track all this stuff back, it started out with a difference in political opinion. And that's where it started. And then it went from a difference in political opinion to each other insulting each other, to everyone trying to outdo each other in terms of the insult or the pain that they're going to cause on one another. So when it wasn't enough to attack each other, one of them decided to start attacking each other's children, and then it just started getting really out of hand. Right? Now, in speaking with Victor and speaking with Jen Apple, both of you are big people. Right? Both of you are big people. I have a certain degree of respect for both of you. It is not easy to be an individual. When you are an individual, others will share a difference in opinion. Others will react hostile to your opinion for change. Right? So there's gonna be a lot of negative conflict there. There's gonna, you know, heads are gonna butt. My question is to Miss Apro and also to Mr. Singh. Do either one of you think it would be possible for you to forgive each other? Stop fighting and start putting your energies toward developing your own personal lives, as opposed to being stuck in a cycle of attacking each other or having to defend yourselves from a necessary attack. In my mind, speaking to both of you, you're both very intelligent and you're both smart people. My personal opinion is that you're both just very angry with each other and you're both very hurt. However, you're both so much alike that you have no clue. Because I've been speaking to both of you. And it's like, realistically, Victor, and realistically, Jen, when I talk to you, Jen, it's like I'm speaking to a female version of Victor. And Victor, when I talk to you, it's like I'm speaking to a female version of Jen. A male version of Jen, sorry. Right? So, you know, you're both good people. And I don't think anyone is going to come and tell you that, because anyone who's coming, right, they're coming as friends for both of you. So of course, if you have your friends trying to make a decision when it pertains to this, your friends are never going to tell you you're wrong, unless they're real friends. They're never going to try to help you guys make peace, because at the end of the day, the story's sweet and the shit dark nice, so everybody enjoys it, right? Everyone enjoys it. Everybody else is just making laugh off of y'all's story and enjoying y'all misery. But let me tell you this, I is a brother to both of you, and I am not enjoying, nor am I entertained by what I see happening. Both of you are brilliant people. Both of you have skills and talents that need to be working for this world and not working to attack each other. And I'm hoping that both of you can see this. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what political this or this, both of you are human beings. Your brother, me, Anthony, I'm a human being. Right? And let me just tell both of you that the amount of negative lies and slander that have been pushed upon me in this life, it is not an easy thing to handle. It is an even harder thing to address. Because when you address the matter, if you don't address the matter correctly, it's like throwing gasoline on a fire. You're only going to make it more hot, you're going to make it more big, and it's going to burn down the place faster. Right? I am hoping that your brother here, coming to you, sharing this message with both of you, can bring a certain degree of understanding to both of you. That this fight that you are both having, at the end of it, both of you are losing. You're both losing. Your friends are getting dragged into your stories. And this is bad. This is a time when all of us Guyanese need to put aside all the bullshit, and we need to hold one head to ensure that those who are leaders for us are doing their jobs correctly and they are held accountable. For ladies and gentlemen, if some of the strongest ones of us are busy fighting each other on social media, then who is watching the milk while the cat is playing security? We need all capable hands on deck. There's too much money that this country is now coming into. And if we don't have as many transparent, vocal people watch manning this thing, corruption will continue to step in. There shall continue to be a one-sided love affair with this country, in which the rich get richer and the poor people keep suffering. To my sister Jen Apro and to my brother Victor Singh, each of you have a responsibility to yourselves and to your country's society, excuse me. Both of you are making names for yourself. Both of you are growing on your own platforms, in your own personal lives. Stay out of each other's personal life. Find a common ground. Get rid of all the damn court stories and the distresses that you're fighting each other out. Because it will lead to real problems. It already has. It is not good. It is not worth it. So in case everybody is busy attacking each of you from both sides, well, let me tell you this. Your brother's not here to attack you. Your brother's here to pull both of you out of danger. But all I can do is throw the rope. You got to hold it and let me pull, Scott. Let me pull and get both of you out of that headache. Jenny, I understand. I understand that, Jenny. I've been watching the lives. I've watched the lives. And at the same time, I've also listened and I've seen the videos with Victor cussing people. I've heard the recorded phone calls with things that I would rather not state here. Right? And it has gotten very nasty. It has gotten to the point to where two adults should not even walk around as if they have self-respect, because both of them have belittled themselves based on their actions. And they're both better people than that. Personally speaking to both people, they are better people than that. However, ladies and gentlemen, people have emotions. Jen, being a woman, she might be a little bit more emotionally driven. Right? But none of us ain't perfect. All of our shit stink. Ain't none one of us could wipe we bamsy and go and say that it is a pleasant experience. And that being the case, both adults need to take responsibility for their personal actions, and both of them needs to grow past it and set a better example. Because the reality is, social media is not going to become a nicer place. Imagine, God created the heavens and the earth. When God created heaven, Satan go and screw up the whole thing. Satan want to be number one. Right? God created the earth. He put Adam and Eve there, so they say. But them want to be smarter than everyone else. Them go along and eat the spoiled fruit. Right? And catch typhoid from the fruit. And after that, sin come and we all dead. Right? And we start screwing it up. Now mankind go and we make a whole new world for ourselves. This world that I'm in right now, speaking to you, this is a whole new world, a man-made world. So if God made heaven and it was perfect and it had a problem, if God made earth and it was supposed to be perfect and it had a problem, well, mankind who is not perfect, well, we make a world. What's going you expect for happen there? All we got sense. Think about it. Think about it. We believe in a God. God is perfect. God made heaven. Heaven was perfect. But heaven still had a problem. It had the devil. Right? God, who was perfect, made earth. Earth was perfect. God made two human beings. Adam and Eve. Them was perfect too. Screw it up. This is God. He made it perfect. Now we make a world. We being imperfect. We make a whole world for ourselves. We call it the internet. The symbol of the internet is even the picture of a globe, letting you know you're going in another bubble. Right? A world within a world. But a world made from imperfect people. Managed by imperfect people. Marketed by imperfect people. What do you expect? Do you expect harps and, and angels and shit? Are you stupid? Right? You're both smart adults. Everyone who's watching, think about what I just told you there. Think about the realistic implications of what it is I just told you. God made heaven. Scott was perfect, but it still had a problem. It had the devil. God made earth. It was perfect, but it still had a problem. It had Adam and Eve. Now Adam and Eve descendants make a world. What do you think is going to come out of that world that we made? Perfection. Tell me, all the geniuses out there, did you think we manifested perfection? Hell no. You get what you give. And at no point in time can a negative and a positive make a positive. You need two positive to make a positive. So it's a guarantee that even this world, the social media world that we have here, it's not a positive, it's a negative. It can only become a positive if you are the other positive. But if you are a negative, no matter how positive this social media world is, it will bear negative results for you. Right? It will bear negative results. That's just math telling you. If you don't believe me, you need to go back to math class and ask them, what do you get? when you add, multiply, divide, or subtract any type of negative and positive, you please tell me what you get. Right? So just think about it. Think about it. Well, not really adding, but multiplying, dividing, things like that. Because when you add, you can add. You know what I mean. You got sense. Right? If you don't got sense, get off of this program right away, because you're skunk too stupid to be watching. Just saying. Right? But yeah, you know, two really good people, man. Two really good people. I mean, both of them mouth hot. Don't get it twisted, right? You can't get the hotter mouth than a Guyanese, right? We can tell you everything we gotta tell you about your mama, even your grandfather Pookie. We just tell you, we ain't got time. We ain't got time. The problem is, ladies and gentlemen, when do we draw the line? When do we say we will not get sucked into the negativity that is in this world, right? When do we say we're going to use our platforms or our positions to become something positive, to go against the grain, to break the status quo, and to actually utilize these services that are provided to us in the 21st century to make life better? Right? Because we're in the 21st century and we have all of this technology. We have, you know, so many things that we can use to actually improve the quality of human life. But now, you know, we are so busy in our own personal conflicts that we start to forget that there are thousands of other people watching us. Some people are watching us to see what direction we should take, what type of behavior is acceptable in society, if this is okay. When would be an appropriate time to tell somebody, carry them, where you're dead, and when would it be an appropriate time to say, you know what, it is better to have love than war, it's better to have progress and peace than problems. So instead of throwing our hands at each other, we got to open up our hands to each other, and we got to embrace each other and say, listen, you're a piece of shit, I'm a piece of shit, we're not perfect. But if we were to work together, something can grow out of us. Right? And it starts with humility. It starts with accepting where you're wrong. It starts with being the bigger person. Right? It starts with looking for a peaceful approach as opposed to looking for ways to attack someone. Right? Right? Who is it, Chris? Okay. Just write that down. Let me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you got it. There you go. 1 second. I have to check an account. There's somebody in the background bumping music all the time. That seems to be all we know how to do in Guyana. Play a set of loud music and run up and down all over the place and annoy the crap out of everybody first thing in the morning. Oh gosh. Yeah, you close the windows and the man turn up the music more loud. So if I was to go on my balcony right now and throw a bucket of water into the car and damage up all the thing, the man gonna be vexed. Nobody will tell he. Drive by everybody else, blasting his music that he like. You see, this is the ignorance of Guyanese. We don't care about each other. We only talk shit. Because as soon as a man get a little money, he can put a big loudspeaker in the car and torment everybody and play big boy. He can do that. He ain't care about who he pisses off. He don't got no time with none of that. Until somebody gonna broke up his car, then they gonna say they're wrong. Yeah. November late fee. Actually, watch. Strike She late fee out. Her mother did pass away this weekend. Yeah, I'm not gonna charge her a late fee this weekend. She had a burial. I can't do that. I can't compassionately do that. Strike off that receipt. Alright? Her lot number is lot 72. Can't do that. Her mother died this week. her lateness is completely excused. Right? For that whole family, right? That's 7 to 2. Lot 7 to 2. Right? Yeah, for the whole Lobin family, if they were late this month, don't charge none of them a late fee. Their mother passed away. Right? Respect you. Alright. Yeah, guys, so, you know, back to what I was talking about, right? We need to have a little bit more compassion and understanding and respect for each other. Okay? That is like a must. Right? So I'm hoping that both parties, and mind I say, I'm not here to go and spread all of the information that I received. I'm not here to propagate the hurt that both parties have initiated against each other. So for those reasons, I will not put out videos of them disrespecting each other. I will not put out documentation showing threats and everything else that they've said to each other. I will not put out the files from the court matters that both parties are currently involved in. And just stamp, when you're done, just stamp it up. I'll call Chris, let Chris come up with you. Right? I'm not going to encourage or add any fuel to that fire. Why? I mean, if I added fuel to the fire, it would make my show, you know, the 62 views or 63 views that I'm seeing right now, that shit would go up to 500, 600 views, right? And I know some people are all about views. They want the attention. They need more people to watch their shit. It's all about that. However, if people are only watching your stuff to be entertained by your personal problems, then that is not an effective or understandable way to get that type of attention. The type of attention that you will attract will be negative, detrimental, and destructive to both of your lives. Respectfully speaking. Right? I do have a quick question to ask Jen Apro though. Jen, I've been watching a couple of your shows, my sister. Respectfully speaking, I see a picture, or at least what looks like the picture of the Last Supper with Jesus Christ on the wall behind you, my sister. I watched the stream where I think you were talking about somebody needed to take their pokey and twist it up and stuff like that, something like that. But in the background, I see a picture of Jesus Christ with the Last Supper. Now, I'm a funny dude, so I'm going to ask you, was pokey served at the Last Supper? Because I'm curious. Because I know they break bread and they spoke about wine. But when you talked about the pokey and the twisting up and the Last Supper picture there behind you, it left me to question what type of wine was passed around the table, and why is it that I've been missing communion all of these years? I'm going to become a Catholic, man. I want some of that wine because something is wrong here, right? I missed that part of religious training in Catholic school, and nobody ever explained to me is which wine did he really passing around, right? Right? Maybe that's why Judas went and kill himself. I think Judas excluded himself from the Last Supper and went and hang himself. I know why Judas hung himself, because he missed the wine in. If Judas did know that was the wine that was passing, Judas would have never betrayed Jesus. He would have sit for that wine. Right? So, you know, just as a Christian, you understand? I looked at that and I was like, I said, watch out the devil walking for my sister. And I know my sister got to fear God. So, cause she got the picture of the Last Supper there. Right? I just don't know why you got the picture of the Last Supper when you're talking about pokey. Right? Unless pokey was served at the Last Supper, in which case I am becoming a Catholic tomorrow, and I am going to Holy Communion. Because when they pass that bread, it's not the bread I want. I'm waiting for the wine.
right? I'm waiting for the wine, right? So I need to know. Or maybe I go into the wrong church, maybe something different, right? But I'm a funny guy, right? I take reality and I see the humor in it. I see ways to laugh about it because reality is serious and it's often sad. What's not to be sad about reality? You're born, you meet your parents, they eventually die. You grow up, you meet the love of your life, only to know that no matter how much in love you are, at some point in time you're gonna lose you, or she gonna lose you. You make picnic that you love so much, and not all the time would they always listen to you. They might even be rebellious against you. Some might beat you when you're old and put you out and around. Yeah, this is our reality, right? So when you think about it, And if they are good children at some point in time, then you die and they're sad, and life is actually very sad. So we have to look for ways to actually highlight the positive aspects of life and enjoy life because life is short. Okay? This is reality. Time waits on no man. It doesn't matter how much arguments we have or how many victories we have. We skunk are dead. And we are going to the same place. Right? We going to the same place. Don't ever let anybody tell you we are going somewhere. No, we are going to the same place. What happens after judgment, well, that's a little different. That's a little different. But ain't none of us better than each other. And ain't none of us worse than each other. All of us are pretty much the same. We're all human beings. And we all fall short of the glory of God. Right? But at the same time, as a brother to my sister, Jen, I would just make a recommendation. If you're going to do pokey talk and stuff, or you're going to go and attack people, just remove the picture of the Lord's Supper from behind you, because it does send the wrong message, right? It makes it look like Christians have no respect for even that which we claim to believe in. And, it's one thing if you disrespect each other. Not a thing if you start disrespecting God, right? So, a lot of people look up to you, Miss Apro, and as your brother, I would ask, if you're gonna say certain things, just remove religious pictures and stuff like that. Don't have religious stuff around you if you gotta cuss up people and things, because just look a little bad for God, eh? And since God ain't here to take the heat, they can look a little bad for you, right? My recommendation to Victor, I know for one reason or the next you're very upset, and in a lot of ways you are a manly man. So when people say things to hurt your self-esteem or to attack your credibility, right, you're gonna get really heated and you're gonna want to lash back out. My brother, do your best to control your temper and keep yourself from getting tied up and trapped into anything, because at the end of the day, you and the woman fighting. Y'all gonna set traps for each other. Such is the case. What's happening now is you doing everybody dirty work. You're attacking each other. You don't need to. All your friends, all your family, everybody that mix into these stories, everybody who names being talked, right? Anybody who got the personal problem with somebody and you're bringing people cheering into thing, I'll tell you straight, you're wrong, skunt. You're wrong, and it's a disgusting and horrible action, right? Whoever do that and whoever keep doing that, trust me when I tell you, the amount of sin that you're building up against yourself is ridiculous, and the amount of hardships that are going to come your way is even worse. You may not notice it right away, but what don't fall upon you may fall upon your children. So please, keep each other picnic out of everything. If any of you knew that you got a fake accounts that was slandering, damaging, or doing something to each other, it's as simple as going online and delete the freaking account. Stop the negativity. Stop the drama. Stop insulting each other's children. Stop calling each other's daughters whores. Stop calling each other's sons scamp and auntie man. Stop attacking people, children. You guys, because eventually if you keep doing that, me, I'm a fair man. I'll take 2 guns, give it to both of you, and put you inside the room and say, okay, good. Y'all finish it up one time. Just to protect your children. Because both of y'all is big people and none of y'all children who are now going through their life and have to go through a whole bunch of shit deserves to be attacked. Especially people who put in somebody girl child picture and making insinuations as if she looks like she's gonna be sucking dick and stuff like that. No. There are lines, by. There are lines that people shouldn't cross. There are lines that people shouldn't cross. And I respect both you, Jen, and I respect you too, Victor. But I will say this, if I gotta get up to fight on behalf of both y'all children, to protect y'all children from slander that could be caused if both y'all fight, I would fight for both of your children. Because I don't think either one of y'all children need to be catch up in none of this bullshit. Right? So respectively, as your brother, I take no sides in anything. I see areas where you are both wrong, where this thing could have been diffused a long time ago. I have assessed all of the information and evidence that has come across me, and I have determined that all of this started from a political instability where APNU and PPP don't like one another. And I am very, very upset to know that two intelligent people somehow turned a political disagreement into a personal social media war and feud, which involves each other's family, friends, the court and police system, and all of this stuff. If both of y'all got money for weeks, forgive liar and run behind court, please send it to me. I'll do something good with it. I promise you. Don't make lawyers rich. Don't make the court out rich. Don't stay in the status quo. Get your asses out of the system and be the leaders that both of you are supposed to be. That is what you need to do. No need for my brothers and sisters to be fighting each other like this. However, at the same time, I can't stop the two of you from fighting. But I will tell you this. All of your problems can stop today, right now, simply by both of you saying, you know what? This stupid little red banner, he make a little sense. We making everybody else rich. We humiliating each other all over the place. And at the end of it, none of you will gain anything. There's nothing to gain from it except for heartache, misery, and court problems and bills and lawsuits and all sorts of stupid stuff. There's nothing to gain from it. Maybe if there was some type of gain from it, I would understand. But right now, y'all just fighting to spend money and for destroy each other. For what? It doesn't even profit you. And even if one of you wins, you will only be happy temporarily. Because that win did not add a second to your life. It did not improve the quality of your life by winning such a battle. The only thing those battles do is take away from what little time we all have left in this life. So where we could have been doing something that adds to our lives, we wasted that time trying to take away something from someone else's life. And in the process, we ended up robbing ourselves. So to my brother Victor, to my sister Jen, please save your time, because that is priceless. Save your money, because that is hard to come by. Protect your feelings, for they're sensitive and boat rights. But learn to love each other. You don't have to like each other to love and respect each other. It's okay to disagree. It is not okay to take one thing and turn it into something else. I hope this message reaches both of you well. I hope that all persons and parties involved can take a moment to see the angle on which I am approaching your situations from, to see that I did not call outside names or bring more people into y'all's story. I did not add more fuel or gasoline to this fire, but my name is Snow, and I just blanket this whole fire, and I hope that they can put it out. And then two brilliant people can go and do their part to make this world a better place. Who knows? Maybe not a year y'all is best friends, but such is life. And the same people that you're calling friends today might end up being your enemies next year. This is life. Both of y'all is big people. I'm sure both of you older than me. But even Elihu had to speak to Job at some point in time, though he was the youngest of his friends. So the same way young Elihu's words reached Job, I hope that my words reach both of your hearts. I thank you. I thank everyone. In the name of peace and prosperity between our Guyanese brothers and sisters, I kindly ask and request that each of you like and share this video, and also help to support our YouTube channel, where we actually try to bring Guyanese back together, where we try to eliminate unnecessary conflict and always put progress in front of everything. Right? All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have a great day, and take care. Bye-bye.